Hi, I'm Caden Fowler, and I decided to choose the topic of abortion and being on the side of pro-choice. This particular topic is very sensitive for America, and it has huge support on both sides. It can affect presidential elections, it can be in the pop media industry, it could be in the athletic industry. It affects a lot of different people in America, and so I figured it would be easy to pick a couple blogs and a couple videos that people would reply to. I picked YouTube to post on because I figured with it being such a popular platform that no matter what type of video it was, that someone would get back to me with some feedback. And the video I picked, it was a little different. It was a man, and he was grieving the loss of a child that his baby mother decided to abort. And what I posted was that in certain cases, it can affect the man in this situation just as much. Even though the guy's not carrying the child, the trauma can still be there. And the woman in the case, she just said that it's her body, she has the right to get an abortion, and I do agree with that. But on the other hand, I understand that as a guy, it's a really tough situation. You get a girl pregnant, and you think you're ready to man up and raise a child, and you're just ready to start a life. But no matter what, it's not up to you, it's up to the woman. And she gets to do what she feels is necessary in the situation. And in this case, I think that as a couple that produced a child, I think your decision should try to be made as a couple. You guys ultimately had the child or produced the child together, so that you should be able to ultimately make a choice together. But as for responses, I unfortunately didn't get any. I think it's because the channel I posted on it wasn't very big, and I think that with this topic, there are so many new videos and news stories and cases coming out every day that I wasn't really that surprised, since it was significantly old, but I just didn't want to pick one that just came out in the news yesterday or the day before. But unfortunately, it didn't work for me because nobody else replied to me. The second forum I posted to was a parents blog, and I figured out of all three of the forums I posted to that this one would be the perfect place to get quality feedback. And the story I chose was about a girl named Ruby, and she was a 17-year-old girl. She was an upcoming senior, they said, and she was about to go to college, and she got pregnant. And she decided to get an abortion because she had aspirations to go to college, and she ultimately didn't think she could do that with a child on the way. And if she had the baby, then she doesn't think she'd be able to go to college and handle all the classes and everything. So I posted this blog, and I talked about how I agreed with Ruby's decision and ultimately how she made the right decision, because later in the blog she talks about how she gets to UNC, where she was going to college, and says that she definitely wouldn't have made it, definitely wouldn't have been able to take classes, definitely would have been able to raise a child right. And so no, I also said that nobody would discriminate her in college if nobody knew about the decision, if she didn't just go around boasting and saying that stuff, which I don't know why she would, then nobody would know about it and nobody would judge her for it, since, I mean, it is her decision and it is in her past now, that nobody would ever know that. And so I think that ultimately she made a great decision, and it's her choice to do that. And I think that with her going to college and getting a degree, it's going to better her life. And now that when she does decide to have another child, it's going to make a better life for that child now. The third source I decided to post to was called The Hill, and it was an article about an actress that was shaming abortion bans. And this just goes back to the very beginning when I was talking about the pop culture stars commenting on this subject and talking about abortion. This is just another one of those articles where a person in the movie industry just happens to be commenting on this and talking about abortion as well. And there were already comments before mine, and I decided to hop right in behind a guy named Joe, and he said women should be in control of their bodies. That's all he said. That's what he commented. So I followed up by agreeing with him and saying that abortion just isn't an easy decision that everybody makes every day, obviously, and that there's so much more behind it. This is ultimately why I decided to be pro-choice. There's so many different reasons behind the abortion. It could be medical, it could be financial, it could just be home life, it could be situational between the couple, it could be any different decision or reason for these abortions. And so I just decided to comment that and talk about how it's simply just not wanting to have a child. Again, I didn't get any replies to this post. I think I commented, I don't know how long ago I commented after this Joe guy, but unfortunately I didn't get any replies to this one either. I think these blogs or implies that articles are a great way to communicate in a digital environment. I would encourage my classmates to engage in them to learn about like stuff they care about. And all the information we get shouldn't be off of Twitter. It shouldn't be off of professional athletes, singers, movie stars like that, because they have a lot of opinions that they like to post on Twitter and stuff like that too. I think if you pick and choose the right sources, there's a bunch of information that can be attained. If you like to argue on the side of your topic, then this can also be beneficial. I know my dad likes to do this a lot. This would be perfect for him to comment on people's blogs. But if you comment, you like to argue and go back and forth with people, it can show the points people are trying to make on the other side. And that could either make you have a better understanding of your side of where you're coming from, or even get a better understanding of their side and maybe give a little leeway to their side of the argument or the topic at hand. And maybe even in extreme cases, it could change your mind. You never know. Certain people, if the type of people that you're arguing with could be so knowledgeable about the source or the topic that you never know. They could change your mind. They could just throw some things at you that you had never thought of, and then boom, you're on their side now. In conclusion, I've learned that I need to pick and choose my blogs and post better. I chose a couple that were a little dated. I mean, I didn't get any replies to them, but they weren't getting the attention they got when they were first posted. I think that if you hop right onto a blog or a post or a video that is really, really recent, then I think you're gonna get the feedback that you want. You're gonna get the replies that you want. And unfortunately, I don't know, I just saw the first one that I thought would be good for my topic, and I hopped on board with it, and unfortunately those weren't the ones that I should have done. I should have done the really recent ones. I feel like every day now a new story comes out with this topic. So I also learned that instead of watching the videos I watch on YouTube, like baseball videos, video games, that you could just scroll right down to the trending page and see what's going on in the world. And sometimes those topics could be topics of your interest, and you just check it out, and then you go in the comments and you could learn what people are thinking about it, what certain types of people are thinking about it, and then you get the feedback that you want, and then you could agree with some people and disagree with some people and learn new views that they're taking on certain topics. And this would be a great way to obtain information. I mean, I would have never thought to use YouTube like this, but then I started doing this presentation, and then here I am. I found out that boom, you just scroll down a little bit from your usual videos, and there's topics that you can talk about with other people and learn new things. So thank you.